Hi everyone, my name is Kendrick and welcome to Travel and Live Free. In this video, we're gonna cover my country number 31 to visit every single country in the world, and that country is Bolivia. Bolivia was going to be the first South American country that I would have visited in my entire life. Bolivia was also one of the points during my one-year trip where I was transitioning from Asia to South America, and my sisters and my girlfriend was going to join me for this segment of the trip. I was actually reunited with my sisters after not seeing them for so long in the Mexico City airport, and we flew together to Bogota in Colombia, and then from Bogota we flew to La Paz in Bolivia. And we flew on Avianca Airlines, which is surprisingly one of my newest favorite airlines that I've ever flown on ever since that moment. Now, La Paz, Bolivia has a really high altitude, and by the time we landed, we felt like we were drunk. I felt like I wasn't controlling my body when I was moving. It was such a weird feeling. I had that weird disassociation from my body when we landed in La Paz, Bolivia. My sister Eunice had purple lips and she was super pale, and my sister Charlene was shaking by the time we arrived in Bolivia. So that's how crazy the altitude is in La Paz.
The music goes well with it too.
We actually spent the next 3 days just relaxing in our hotel because we were trying to acclimatize ourselves to this high altitude. Before long, my girlfriend Karen also joined us, and I picked her up from the La Paz airport. Now, while I was waiting for her in the airport, I had a little bit of a bad experience interacting with this Israeli guy who was being racist to me in the airport. He kept saying to me, "How come you can speak good English?" And I said, "Oh, I'm from Canada." He's like, "Where are you really from?" As if Asian people can't be Canadians. So I told him, "Oh, I'm born in the Philippines." He's like, "Huh, okay." And he was just really condescending, and he was actually making this girl that was sitting beside him uncomfortable because he was just talking in a very condescending tone. I didn't push on to fight with this guy, so luckily my girlfriend came out from the airport and we had a really nice reunion. And we got back in the hotel and met up with my sisters. It was really funny too because my sister Eunice was freaking out in the hotel the whole time. She felt like there's some kind of South American cartel that's gonna come kill her for some weird reason. Now, because my sisters and Karen had to take time off work for vacation to come to South America, we had to be quick when we visited all the sightseeing stuff in South America. So our first part of our trip was a tour of the Salar de Uyuni, or the Bolivian Salt Flats.
Eso. Amigo, mi amigo, my friend. ¿Cuándo van a volver de Uyuni?
I have a Bolivian friend who lives in Vancouver, and he got me in contact with his friend who got us this tour for $30 Canadian. So what we did was we took the plane from La Paz and flew all the way to Uyuni, which is a city where the launching point for the tour of the salt flats was going to be held at. The plane ride was pretty interesting. You get such a wonderful view of the mountainous country of Bolivia. By the time we got to Uyuni, we got ourselves settled in our guest house, which was pretty neat actually. I actually quite liked the guest house that we stayed in. The only thing I didn't like was the air quality was pretty poor. I think they could have had better circulation, but otherwise it was pretty good. The first night was pretty brutal though for Karen because she just arrived in Bolivia and there was not enough air coming into the room. So at night, actually, I had to give her some apples and gave her some ibuprofen to help her with her sickness. The next day, thankfully, she was okay, and we got a chance to start the full day tour of the Salt Flats. The Salt Flats was pretty cool because the first thing that we saw was the train graveyard. So we got to see all these old trains, took pictures with a lot of these old trains. There was actually a guy in the Salt Flats doing the tour as well who looks like Kim Jong-un, and my sister took a selfie with him just because we thought it was really funny. Afterwards, we went to the main event of the trip, which is to see the salt flats. The first part of the salt flats that we saw was just a salt area, so not yet the part where the sky and the ground meets together. We got to check out the Salt Hotel too and ate there before going to see the main event of this trip, which is to see the reflection on the ground mirrored to the sky because of the thin film of water on top of the salt flats. It was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. Me and Karen, when we first started dating, we actually promised to each other that we would go there one day, and this was this moment that we actually got to see this place.
Alright, so me and Karen made it to Bolivia.
Yay!
Yeah, we've been wanting to go here for the longest time, and it's Karen's dream. There's no reflection, but I think we're gonna see it a little bit later on.
It's still really nice though. It's really clean.
Yeah, it's really clean, clearer than what we were on earlier. Hey!
What?
Anyways, we're gonna do a quick spinning video, and we'll see you back in the reflection. Alright, so I'm in the salt flats right now in Bolivia, and it's super sunny right now, and I can't believe how vast this place is. Alright, so me and Karen has made it. We've been wanting to go here for as long as I can remember, and it's totally worth it. I mean, if you look at the background, you can see the reflection of the clouds, the mountains. It's a really surreal place. You know, coming here, it just makes you really appreciate nature, and you know, I don't know if I'll ever be able to see this beautiful place ever again, but hopefully I do, because it's so nice. So if you come to Bolivia between February and March, you can see the reflection of the water from the background. It's scorching hot right now, and my feet is wet from stepping on the watery layer above the salt. But who cares, because it's awesome. Don't know what else to say. It's just, you know, it's great. Behind me are the people I'm with. They're in the SUV at the back, and the person who's doing our tour is actually right in the background. I don't know if you can see him or not. Anyways, I'm gonna walk back to the car, and perhaps I'll make another video using my GoPro before I leave. Alright, see you then.
We took lots of awesome pictures, lots of awesome videos. It was quite fun. And after we were done, there was supposed to be a night tour if we wanted to join optionally, but we didn't want to because we were dead tired, so we just came back to our accommodation and got some rest. The next day, we flew back to La Paz, ate some local food. They had some pretty good Italian food in La Paz, Bolivia. And the following day, we took a bus ride called Peru Hop to go to Lake Titicaca, where we will be spending 2 nights at Copacabana.
Alright, so me and Karen and Eunice and Charlene is right here. Okay. So we just got on the Bolivia Hop, and we're on our way to Lake Titicaca here in Bolivia. So far we're having a great experience. Yes. We picked out a lot yesterday. We ate some really good pizza. Yeah, we ate some really good pizza. And what else was good? Your
chicken.
Yeah, so Karen had the what's it called again? Breaded chicken. And then I had the barbecue chicken, which was pretty good also. And we ate it yesterday. We were full. Karen got a stomach ache in the middle of the night because she ate too much.
I ate way too much.
Yeah, and I don't think she's fully acclimated yet.
Carb overload.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll forget to breathe too.
Yeah, normally she loves carbs, but I think yesterday it was just too much.
It's way too much. I don't know what I did.
She went overboard.
I eat carbs.
Yeah. What about Eunice? What did she have to say?
About what?
About the food, the experience?
Well, the food's been great, and the locals have been very nice.
Alright, Charlene, do you want to say something?
The food's been delicious. The pizza was enormous. And it was very good customer service. They even took photos with us.
Yep, so the taxi that we took, the guy actually undercharged us because I don't know why he ripped himself off, but I feel bad because, you know, he was such a good person. And he used to be a chemistry teacher.
Charlene, can you send us that picture with the...
There you are. Just Karen, she's checking out the pictures, the graffiti outside. And once we see more sights, we're gonna get the video back up.
Now the first thing that we did when we got to Copacabana was actually to check out this island called Isla De Sol. And the island hike was brutal. It was killing me because the altitude was so high, and the locals weren't very friendly here either. So I was glad to leave, but my sister Charlene stayed at Isla De Sol overnight.
I think so.
Oh, I got dizzy.
Oh!
I'm trying to follow it.
We decided to stay overnight at Copacabana, which was a great decision because we ate a lot of delicious empanadas, seafood, and it was just a great trip overall. The next day, we were gonna wrap up our trip to Bolivia by going to Peru. One day I'd like to go back to Bolivia again and see Sucre and the other cities that I've missed. Bolivia is such an awesome country. It's not too expensive either and people are friendly. You do need to speak a little bit of Spanish, but that's okay. I had high school Spanish and that was more than enough. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And don't forget to sign up to the Travel and Live Free newsletter where you can get a 10-step cheat sheet on how to travel around the world. You'll also get the latest tips and strategies on how to save money on travel for Canadians, how to go on a around the world adventure travel for Canadians, and how to use travel to get more freedom in your life as a Canadian. You can sign up for that newsletter in the description below. Until next time, I'll see you then.